Hello, hello. So, week 47. Hello, how's it going? Today may be shorter than other days, maybe not actually shorter, maybe just like an hour. But I titled it short stream just in case because I don't have many ideas. Because I was a little bit sick this week. I went to class still and all, but I was feeling kind of bad, so I basically didn't do anything, right? It's like I slept way more than what I usually sleep, so I didn't have like a lot of I didn't have a lot of ideas. I had less waking hours, I guess. I went to class and all this, but right after class, had dinner and went to sleep. A couple of days still. Still need to do uni stuff. Need to be done tomorrow, but I don't want to. Lol. Well, I'll let you out early. I had one idea this week, which was these alternatives for Be Yourself that I like better. 18th of November was Monday. On Monday, I was alright. I already know what I have to write. I just have to write it down and then I don't feel like it. When that happens, sometimes I like to tell ChatGPT. I just tell ChatGPT and because for example, I don't like writing things like this, right? I don't like things like today I wrote down something. I'm more like writing something, little things. So I just copy this and paste it on ChatGPT and tell it, can you write something for me? Boop, and then I'm like, I don't like how this sounds, and I correct it. I mean, I've never actually used it for like assignments on class, so maybe they're already onto it or whatever. But yeah, the little idea, this idea I had 14th of November, so this was last week, but I didn't mention it on stream. But it was something that I thought it was interesting. Last week I watched a podcast with Gwern, so I was like, Gwern is this guy who has this blog, and he has this famous article, this article that he himself likes, and he mentioned it on the podcast, and I hadn't read it. So in this article, he mentions these subcultures set you free. It talks about subcultures. And this paragraph was interesting. It was like, having a society in which an artist can mingle as social equals with the billionaire and admit the Nobel scientists and philanthropists is fundamental to our mental health. If I'm a programmer, I don't need to be competing with 7 billion people and the few hundred billionaires for self-esteem. I just can consider the computing community, because this thing talks about like status. Subcultures are kind of status, right? They are different ways of like holding people to different regards or whatever. And it's like, at the beginning, he was like, imagine if there is just one status game. For example, money, right? If money is the only thing that matters, everything becomes kind of sad. And here he says these things about like, it's better that there are like subcultures, right? In that sense. He also talks like about hikikomoris and like that. That is basically the main topic of the video. He talks about how there are so many of these, right? Yeah, I mean, in my case, the prof wants us to write in a certain way, like our name and number first and stuff, the name of the lesson, so I just don't feel like it at the moment. The actual work is already done. but the work was actually really dumb since he uploaded some PowerPoints where he went over a similar question and it is the exact same, like nothing changed. So what's the point of me writing it down? Yeah, true. I low-key hate those kind of easy tasks. I hate pointlessness more than difficulty. I think that's why I didn't continue mechanical engineering, because it felt pointless. Maybe if it had felt difficult, I would have tried harder. I didn't know what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, this was kind of, if I were to make an advice video, I'm not going to record this advice video, but if I were to record an advice video, I would record something like choose something that isn't money. Because I had read this kind of little paragraph and I was like kind of inspired. And I was like, yeah, it's like my advice to people in general, right? Is like choose something that isn't money. For example, many people who are into money now started being into fitness, right? There are like a lot of entrepreneurs or whatever that started going to the gym or whatever. And to me, that's cool, right? It's like, it's cool if you get into entrepreneurship or whatever after you got into fitness. The problem is if you then become someone who tries to sell courses or whatever, like about making money, which happens often. But if they choose money, right? But afterwards, I don't mind it. The problem is that those people they are not selling fitness, right? They are not selling the way they did it. They are selling you something quicker than what they have done, which in my opinion is wrong. It's like they are not making, but they are encouraging people to choose money first, right? They are kind of now, after them getting strong or whatever, they are encouraging people to like make money or whatever, right? And it's like, no, don't have that mindset, right? It's like get into something else first. It's like you should encourage other people to get into fitness like you did, right? It's like if you were a gym bro and you got rich after you made a company or whatever related to gyms or whatever, it's like give advice regarding the first thing, right? Regarding the gym. Don't give the money advice, right? Or like if you give the money advice or whatever, give it in a different context, right? For example, Alex Hormozy. Alex Hormozy is this guy. He started making gyms or whatever. Then he started like selling his personal trainer things to like people. Then he packaged the personal training things and like opened gyms for people. Then he made those kind of opening gyms and sold the method of opening gyms to people. Right? So it's like he kept going kind of a level of abstraction higher. And then now he's like selling to everyone basically content about how to make money and shit like this. And it's like, this is when it has to stop. And the sad thing obviously is that this is when it's getting like this is when it's at its highest amount, right? This is the amount. This is the biggest it's ever getting. Not it's ever getting. This is the biggest it has ever gotten, right? He's the biggest he's ever been because of this, obviously, right? Because if you sell to like gym owners, you can only sell to a certain closed number. Well, not closed, but like a small growing amount of people, right? Versus if you just sell to everyone into business, right? Which is what he's doing. And I'm kind of sad, I guess, that I know him because he sells things about money, right? But I think it's a bad thing. I think it's not the right path. It's not even easy. It's like second grade at most. Like pointing to the answer and asking, do you know the answer? Like Dora the Explorer. Lol. Oh. That's funny. Oh, by the way, I was sick this week. I'm not sure exactly why. I'm going to write down. Okay, I mentioned mentioned. Choose something that isn't money. Note. Bloop. Let's link this. Then felt a bit sick. I don't know why exactly. On Tuesday I had a pizza, like half a pizza as a snack. How do you say, like merienda, between lunch and dinner? That period. There I had a like half a pizza because they were giving away pizza at some pizza store right beside the German class academy. So yeah, of course we got some free pizza. And I had half. I didn't think it was bad. It didn't feel bad or whatever. But and at dinner that day, I think I finished dinner, so maybe I ate too much. But I don't think the effects should have been lasting until today, right? And I had a fever on the next day. I had a fever, so. And then the next day, that night was the night I slept way more than I should. Well, not way more than I should. Like I slept a lot because I was feeling kind of bad or whatever. And then that next day is when I started feeling kind of worse about my stomach. It's kind of my stomach hurt a little bit. I didn't have a lot of appetite, and yeah, I still ate my all of the foods, like, well, maybe not breakfast, but I did eat lunch, etc., like even as a snack in the middle of the day and all this, but with a little bit of pain in like the stomach, abdomen area, and I'm always like burping and like farting and all this, which is kind of annoying. Not a lot, but yeah. I was pretty good this week, but mostly because I skipped uni and finally I got to talk to my uncle about work. Like I went with him to work, and after 3 hours we finally talk about how I can continue the site. Well, nice. That's good. So you have all the information now? What you did, was it good? Like you don't have to go over the things again or something like this, right? It was just an awkward wait. And why did you skip uni? Did you get the BAföG or BAföG? The BAföG, did you get it? Or are you less worried about that because you got paid by the uncle or whatever? Yeah, I can finally work on it again. He had a few points that he wanted to have changed, but overall he said it was good. Nice. Felt a bit sick. Okay, next topic. This one. Okay, next topic, running, actually. Running. Because it's related to the sick thing. So, this week because I was sick, I missed one running day. So today I did what I should have done on that day, which I don't know which day it was already. Thursday, I think. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think Thursday. Wednesday, it was the day where I was feeling the worst. I had fever and all this, but my stomach, I don't know, it didn't feel that bad, to be honest. Like maybe because I was feverish and all that. But it was when I started getting to feel that bad, started feeling bad. Like I had lunch, ramen, and a lot of ribs. I had not a lot of lunch because I left a lot of ramen without eating. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't feeling with a lot of appetite, but I didn't eat. Sorry, it's not that I didn't eat. Well, I also didn't eat it, but it didn't hurt, right? But over the course of the day, it kind of started to hurt a little bit. Then at dinner that day, I also didn't eat it all. Then the next day was yesterday, and I also ate a little bit less, but still ate more or less everything except dinner yesterday because my dad made a lot of food. But yeah, still hurts a little bit, and today it still hurts a little bit. So I don't know. It feels strange. I didn't want to go. Also, I needed to do stuff for uni, so I wanted to take more time for it. I'll probably skip next week too, since I have another thing that needs to finish until Saturday. I still don't know anything about Bafug. I need to call on Monday again. Good luck with it. I sent an email to the girl that handles like my payments because I wanted to get some scraps and get payment on the weeks of September that I was in the course, because technically my contract says September. So I was like, okay, so if it says September and I didn't get paid, maybe I can get paid now if I ask, right? I asked. The problem is that I forgot to ask right when this thing was like live, I guess, live in the memories of the people with which I had spoken with, and now it's too late. And plus, the girl I talked to about it, like the human resources girl, is on vacation until December. So I don't think I'm getting paid that money, and if I am, it will be like in January. But yeah, I don't know. I sent the email at least. Thanks, I just hope it's fine and I get it on 27th. Otherwise, I need to ask my uncle mom again, and I really would rather not. Makes sense. Maybe if you get it, you get like twice the amount, right? This month and last month or whatever. Delayed because of sickness. But yeah, on the positive side of running, I did run today. Like a limited amount, less amount, and super slowly. But I was feeling pretty good, to be honest. Even though I had like this stomach pain that I mentioned. While running, it wasn't super noticeable, and I could keep some pace of running. So yeah, that's cool. It's like I'm feeling good that it wasn't like a catastrophic failure, right? I still have some pace, right? I don't know, it's not like when you break an ankle or something and you take weeks to recover and you're like super weak. I don't know, it was just a day. But yeah, I was kind of afraid of it or whatever. So yeah, glad that I'm, I don't know, not super behind, right? Not super behind. Yeah, I'll probably get this month, last month, and next month in one, so it will be triple. Nice. But I still need to get it. Let's do this, right? Daumen. That expression came in the book already, but I already knew it. Drucken Daumen emoji. That was what I wanted. No. Let's ask Google. Google always has better answers for this, I'm sure. Nah. It's doing this. Not this. You always do it wrong, but I think it's funny. You make a fist and then put the thumb in the middle. Yeah. I think I'll keep doing it like that. There are also like a lot in the train world. There are a lot of drucken verbs. It's because when I hear druck, I hear like, I don't know, like doing this, right? It's like button, druck, the button, or der button, drucken, or whatever, right? Let's see, what was I thinking about? Oh, yes. Yes, all these verbs. Abdrücken, ablaufen, abstoßen, beidrücken, aufdrücken und verschieben. These are like all of these fucking verbs for like train shit. And it's like from A to B is like abdrücken. Then from like B to C is like ablaufen. Then from like C from like here to here in like the station, that's when it becomes something else or whatever, right? Aufdrücken. No, aufdrücken is like, I don't know. Ablaufen, abdrücken. Ablaufen ist das Bewegen von Fahrzeugen durch Schwerkraft im Allgemeinen von einem Ablaufberg herab, über den die Fahrzeuge abgedrückt werden. Beidrücken ist das Bewegen gedrängt stehender Fahrzeuge zum Kuppeln. Okay, so it's like Aufdrücken ist das Bewegen von Fahrzeugen zum Entkuppeln oder vom Kuppelreif stehenden Fahrzeugen zum Kuppeln. Beidrücken, it's like when it, I don't know. No, abstoßen is when you need strength. I don't know. I forgot. But there are all these fucking words with drücken, and drücken is like pushing it slowly. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. I don't really get it. Beidrücken is, I think, when the stehende Fahrzeuge zum Kuppeln. It's when they have already gone down like the little hill and are like stopped, and you have to join them together. That's abdrücken. No, that's beidrücken. Then aufdrücken is when they are like super close and you just need to press them together to like, I don't really know. I forgot. I just got called and it said it would be probably spam. It said it's from England underneath, so I just declined. When I was looking for jobs, I was always like, oh, what if it's not a spam? But nowadays, I just assume it's spam. They immediately called again, so I hung up again, and now it's silent. Maybe it's BAföG people. No, I don't think so. From England. This wouldn't go, right? It's not the same. Would you send the fist emoji as like drucke the Daumen fist emoji? Like that, for example. It's the first time the phone actually said it's spam. I often get called with unknown numbers. Those I accept and hang up once I hear the raw voice or the guy from India. No offense. I don't use emojis in the first place, so no, I wouldn't. But someone who used emojis, I guess. It's like if someone sent it to you, would you understand it? Or would you be like, that's an odd choice? Oh, by the way, I did get sent like some apartments where I think I could be living, but not soon. Like not right when I arrive to Germany, but after I have already been there 1 year, then I have to look for my own housing, right? Then I think these apartments by the Deutsche Bahn could be interesting. Und in München bieten wir möblierte DB-Apartments, deren mit Preise unter dem Münchner Durchschnitt für möblierte Unterkünfte liegen. Right? I understand this, I think. In Munich, we offer apartments, Deutsche Bahn apartments that are furnished, right? Furnished Deutsche Bahn apartments whose price is under the Munich average for furnished alojamiento. I know the word, but I forgot it in English. Unterkunft. Du hast die Wahl zwischen zwei Standorten in der Münchner Innenstadt. Wenn du auf die direkte Nähe zum Hauptbahnhof Wert legst, ist das Apartmenthaus in Mittlere Straße ideal. In der Mittlere Straße ideal. Und wenn du doch lieber die Gemütlichkeit rund um die Münchner Altstadt genießen möchtest, bist du in der Augsburger Straße nahe des Sendlingen-Tors genau an der richtigen Adresse. Außerdem kommen in München immer mehr Angebote hinzu. And there are like, these are some of the uno, dos, tres. It's like these are the cheaper ones. These are like the ones that are under the Munich average. Let's see what you think about them. Well, the Meldung is just the Meldung. Objekte 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, Augsburger Straße 21. München. 18-minütiger Fußweg zum Hauptbahnhof München. I don't actually like Hauptbahnhof, and I think we don't start working in Hauptbahnhof, we start working in Ostbahnhof. But yeah, it's okay. 300 euros would be pretty fucking dope, but 720 euros is like the next thing. And this is a WG, right? Sonstiges. Zudem 3 WG-Zimmer vorhanden mit gemeinschaftlicher Küche und Dusche, which is not alone. So like it's like a room, 360 euros. I mean, that's what I was paying as a student, 300. So I think it's probably more or less like fair, right? But still. and then 720, I guess that would be alone, right? I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah. This is maybe the 18 meters squared one. Or like if you get the whole place, no, but it's like 18 meters, right? So it's maybe a double room or something. This one. 36 metros cuadrados. $700, $900. Pricey for living alone, but this is under the average. Damn. That kitchen is already small and then to have it be a bigger with 3 people. Okay, I hadn't noticed that actually. This has to be the 18 meters squared one. I think this is the 18 meters squared one with 720. And one of these two is going to be like the single room, I think. If you are right, if this one is shared, that's crazy. Zudem, drei Begleitezimmer. This is what it means, right? Mit gemeinsam. What does zudem? Zudem drei Wege vorhanden. Traducir selección. In addition, three shared rooms available. Zudem vorhanden is like in addition, okay. So yeah, I think the pictures have to be the 721 18 meters squared thing. And then in addition to this, right, there are like these rooms. Wait, what is this click? Oh, wow, there are more. Is there Berlin? Apparently not. Maybe the Bay doesn't have like houses there or whatever. Mainz, Hassenpaft, Horaluststraße, Hamburg, München, Augsburger Straße, München. I guess maybe it doesn't need it in other places. Look at this one. 20 meters squared, 1,000 euros. Holy shit. Is this warm or cold also? 1,000 euros. Yeah, you got it. I mean, this looks nice. Like this looks acceptable, but it's like 20 meters squared and it's like 1,000 euros. That's insane. And these are like the cheap ones. That's crazy. Fahrradstellplätze in der Tiefgarage. Tief, does that mean that it has a roof or what? Underground Car Park. Yeah. Möglichkeit zur Ermittlung eines PKW-Stellplatzes. Paying 1,000, then another what? 200 for a Parkplatz. This one. This one, it looks pretty spacious. This has to be the 32 meters, right? 32 meters. This one is probably like in demand. WC, Dusche, Badewanne, Pantry, Küche, WLAN. Bought 715, 990. Yeah, housing at the moment is really insane. I'm very lucky with my apartment. Yeah, I think I will miss the times when I get like subsidized housing by the course or whatever, because damn, It's like I'm going to save more money when I'm studying than when I'm actually working. That's crazy, right? Because I literally make almost the same money. Maybe I'll make actually more money because I will work nights and all of this, right? But still, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to write it down because mention it. I hadn't planned of mentioning this, but I thought it was funny. Mentioning Munich housing. I'm going to drop the link here because bloop. Then sometimes I figure out. Sorry, sometimes I remember all this. Also, German people don't really buy houses, right? It's like it's rarer. I think Germany is like one of the countries that rent the most. Versus, for example, Spain. In Spain, it's like kind of tradition to buy a house, right? And many people can't, obviously, but it's like the status thing, right? Meanwhile, in Germany, I think it's like people don't care that much about it, right? For some reason. It's like people don't mind renting. I also don't mind renting, to be honest. I don't really know, but I think you're right. Do you know what your parents do? Well, my parents rent, actually, but for example, all of my friends, all of them, except my parents, like we are 6, all of them have houses, own houses. Like one of them owns 2 flats, and they live in a different one, right? They live in a flat because they are like government employees, so like cops. Well, not cops. We have like a different, like the French gendarmerie. We have like a similar army kind of cops that are not really the army, are not really like they are like a third different body of Kraft. I guess it's called Kraft, right? A force or something like that. Like a personnel. They are like a different thing. So yeah, I have 2 friends that are like those. So they live in flats that are like lent to them by the government or whatever, but they still own houses, right? They have still houses, like 2 of them, like rented, or like they have some kind of kid living there or whatever, right? And then another one also has, like their parents also have like one of them has like several because their father had like more. Then another one only has 1, but she still has 1. And even when they got divorced, like they bought 1 part of the house to the other person, and still the other person who sold their own part of the house still bought another house, right? So I think it's like almost everyone except I think one of them, like one of those divorced parents, one of them couldn't still buy a house, so one of them is renting or like living in their parents' house or something like that. But yeah, all of those parents have their own houses. It's crazy. All of my friends rent or live at their parents. Yeah, I mean, like my friends also live at their parents, but I mean their parents. Right? My mom bought a house, but my uncle and aunt both rent. My dad also rents. All my friends rent. Interesting. Do you know about your friends' parents? And yeah, I think for the last topic that I have is this. This one was a possible video idea that I could record. Maybe I will record it tomorrow, maybe not. Technically, I could record it because it's a 2-minute, I literally have 2-minute video idea in the title. But I think I will have several takes to see how it goes. Plus, the 2-minute video would be cropped, so maybe it actually takes more footage than 2 minutes, and it takes more than the 5 minutes of footage to record, whatever, right? So, but to like lay it down for tomorrow, alternatives for being yourself, and then it was basically this. As far as I know, they all bought a house. Oh, okay, so it's still not that weird. And your friends are in Berlin, right? Also in like the city, so. Wait, are they? I assume you mean Berlin friends, but maybe maybe they're not living in Berlin or something. Yeah, the title is this: Alternatives for Be Yourself that I like better. And it's like, I saw this tweet. The advice, just be yourself, would be more useful, stated as, find yourself, right? And I also thought it was like a better way of saying this advice, right? Just be yourself is kind of advice that some people give, right? Especially dating, right? When dating someone or whatever, it's like people are like, just be yourself, right? Instead, like, which is like true, right? But there are better ways of saying the same thing, right? Which is basically, what does just be yourself mean? It generally means like these two things, right? It means find yourself, and also this one. Sorry, don't be not yourself, right? It's like the parts also. Just be. Just be is kind of be present, right? So, three alternatives of what it's meant, right? Of what it's meant. Find yourself. This is like the necessary, like the prerequisite. This is the prerequisite for just being yourself, right? Finding who yourself are or whatever, right? This guy has like I'm not in the mood for Twitter source code. I changed my mind. There is such thing as the real self. Okay, yeah, there is such thing as the real self, right? Many people are like, but there is just not really one self that you are or whatever, blah blah blah. And this guy is like, fight me. Actually, there is, right? Find it, which I find as funny, right? And as probably somewhat decent advice for at least someone out there, right? So yeah. Then, just be. Right? Just be. Aline. Boop. Monk. This is kind of like in the moment, right? In the moment. Presence. So I guess this is maybe the most. This is kind of one half of the just be yourself in the dating context, right? Just be yourself is like, on the one hand, just be, right? It's like when you are with, for example, in a date or whatever, kind of be there, present, right? It's like don't be thinking of other things or whatever, be present in the date and like engage or whatever, right? And the other part is like, don't be someone else, right? Don't be not yourself, right? Don't be not yourself. Well, no, most of my friends are in Niedersachsen. Oh. My Berlin friends all rent as well, but their parents also rather rent if they are also in Berlin. Niedersachsen. Okay, on this part, right? This place, Leer or whatever. Basel. we had a new teacher last week or this week on Fridays, and she's called Berbel. Interesting. And because this looks like a B, I thought it said Berbel, which is not the same as Berbel, but still. Feldstrasse. What's with Feld things? There are a lot of Feld things in Munich as well. This is interesting. Bremen has this little thing here. I thought it was funny when I discovered it like 2 weeks ago. It's like for some reason it's like its own state and it has this. Would have been funny. Can't tell you why it's called Feld so often, maybe because it had a lot of fields in the past. Feldmoching comes to mind. Feldmoching. In Munich comes to mind. My U2 line of U-Bahn was like this. What it was the U2, right? U2, and it ended here, Feldmoching. I never actually know. I don't know if I actually ever went to Feldmoching, but I saw it every day. Every day I saw U2, Feldmoching, right? When going back to home. I don't really actually know what Moching means. Moching. U2 is always U-Bahn. Lol. That's why what the U stands for. Yeah, I know. Wiesheu, Feldmochinger, Hof. Out of Hofs also. I guess this is a Hof, right? This type of house. Hof. No, it said, Hof was like a cortijo, like a farm. Bauerhof is like farm, right? Tagesklinik München Nord. I should look up where the flats are. Mittererstrasse. Mittererstrasse. Whoa, this is Hauptbahnhof, literally Hauptbahnhof. I actually don't know if I would like to live here, not gonna lie. Because the Hauptbahnhof area in Munich, I mean, it's not sketchy, but I don't know, it has like strange vibes, right? There are like a lot of foreigner places and like these kind of small businesses that in Spain at least are kind of sus, right? Like these businesses that sell SIM cards and sell phones that are like used. You're like, I don't know, suspicious, right? These kind of businesses are suspicious, and I'm not sure if I would want to live there, but yeah. Also, like a lot of, well, I think in Germany every business is like fucking Bargeld heavy, right? But specifically things like in Spain, if you open a hair salon or kind of things like this, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of common knowledge that half of those are like for laundering money, that kind of thing, right? It's like very cash heavy businesses. They are like, oh, it's sus, right? So yeah, a ton of hair salons in Hauptbahnhof, that kind of thing. Also, especially like a super cheap hair salons, like €8 haircut hair salons type shit. You pronounce it with a longer Hof, as if it was written Hof, like you just said Hauptbahnhof. 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 Okay, next one. Hesseloher-Straße. Hesseloher Straße. Münchner Freiheit. Café Münchner Freiheit. I liked this station. This is a good location, to be honest. Super close to this park, to the Englischer Garten lower part. Whoa, this is a great location, actually. And I think we would work at Ostbahnhof, which I think is at the other side, but around here. Yeah, this thing. So if you're in Hauptbahnhof, it's like one train away, probably. What's the next thing? Descargas. Mitterer, I already checked. Heinrich-Wieland-Straße. Heinrich-Wieland-Straße. This one is at the outskirts, but also pretty close to Ostbahnhof. Ostpark. I've never been to this area, to Munich East. But the apartment itself looked pretty nice. If I recall correctly, it's that one that is kind of chill. Then Augsburger Straße. Okay, this one is the one that I probably like the least. Let's see. Augsburger Straße. And the location is pretty good also, but Elter Südfriedhof. No wonder it's so expensive. Yeah. So yeah, these were all the ideas I had for today. Tomorrow maybe I will record this one. I don't know. I don't really feel like inspired to record videos, to be honest. But maybe I will kind of force myself a short one to get it going. I think actually I prefer recording a longer one because I know people don't watch those. If it's short, I think people have like, I don't know, people are more curious and like more willing to watch it. And I don't really want that. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I will get over it and just do it anyways. So yeah, maybe tomorrow I will record this unless I get a better idea. If I get a better idea, it's probably an excuse, but yeah. But maybe it's an idea I also like. So yeah. See you tomorrow if you're here. Thank you for being here and for watching. And yeah, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. I like emphasizing each part. Wiedersehen. Sounds good.